Hello, my friends. Here is Uran. You are here on Uran Uncut Gameplay, my friends. I'm not a very active channel, but we are creative and still a live channel. Yeah, with a special community of Desert Strike. Yeah, maybe people who know me a little bit longer notice that it's a bit different in sound quality and in in picture quality. Yeah, first of all, I'm gonna mention a couple of stuff before we jump a little bit into Desert Strike. If you're, for example, a little bit interested, maybe in the title of the video, I will maybe say when, or maybe I will do some chapters and say when the gameplay actually starts. My last video, I just check on my YouTube channel, my last video, which was a Dark Souls video, was, by the way, on 5th August. This is almost 3 months ago, my friends. Since then, couple of things happened in my life. Yeah, first of all, I am sitting here in a different environment, in a different city, to be precise. Yeah, people who are, for example, interested, all I can say, I am living at the moment in Ulm. This is in Germany, in South Germany city, which is for a couple of things famous, I would say, even worldwide famous. Yeah, I can, for example, mention two things to not, talk about different stuff. Ulm is, for example, famous for the thing that it has the highest cathedral. This is the Ulmer Münster, the highest cathedral in the whole world. Yeah, not the largest from the volume, but for sure the highest. Yeah, and here in Ulm, the legend himself was born, Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein, maybe yeah, you for sure. If you don't know this name, then my friends, go back to school and yeah, learn first something and then come back here. Because we need here only educated people. Okay, Albert Einstein is famous for some things, like for example the relativity theory. Yeah, yeah. To just say everything, completely everything, my friends, in the world we live in is relative. Yeah, time is relative. Yeah, the time passes faster or slower depending where you are. Like if you are close to some gravitation center, then it passes for you slower than for someone who is far away. Yeah, watch Interstellar, and this is a very good movie that explains some people who are living close to a black hole gets older slower than some people who are very far away from the black hole, because the gravity of the black hole has a very high, it is very high. Yeah, anyway, and then he is famous for some, things in physics, but doesn't matter. Um, yeah, I moved to Ulm because I started a new study. I wanted to become a teacher in chemistry and math. reason why I chose these subjects and why I also chose this city and the University of Ulm is because of I have studied before I started with YouTube. Uh, yeah, long ago when I was one decade younger. Um, yeah, I started. I finished, chemical engineer, a bachelor in chemical engineer, and we had a lot of, not a lot, but for sure, some very good subjects in math and chemistry. So you know, I can acknowledge some of the subjects of my previous study and can shorten now the study. Um, yeah. Why teacher? I mean, first thing was why these two subjects? I mean, of course, uh, yeah, of some interest. Yeah, this is should be like the primer primer thing why you choose some subjects to study, and also, of course, of the second thing because I already have done a couple of things and I have already acknowledged some things, some subjects, so that I can, so that the study can be a little bit easier for me now than it would normally be. Now I need to think when I see this camera. Okay, now talking about the camera, I brought to this apart room only my laptop without any gadgets. Like, when I was living with my parents, I had camera, I had microphone, like some a little bit more professional camera and microphone with better sound, audio quality, and picture quality. Now, yeah, I use the microphone and camera from my laptop. That's why you see this in a different, you see and hear me different now. I hope it's okay. I just wanted to avoid that I, come to here and, you know, I won't, I for sure won't have a lot of time to play and to do YouTube videos, and because I need to focus on this, what is important for me, on this, what is important for my life, with from what I can later live. Because unfortunately, yeah, I had an idea, yeah, to do some YouTube and stuff. I did this on free, like without any much advertisement, just for myself as a hobby. Yeah, I have a lot of videos. Doesn't matter. I don't have a lot of how's it called, subscribers. Yeah, and with YouTube, I can for sure say that I won't be able to earn any money. Maybe in something like 10 years or whatever. Maybe the topics are gonna change. I for sure stay in the next time with Desert Strike, with some other games maybe. I don't know. I don't have really some plans, but for sure I know that I need, the life is getting more and more expensive. Independent whether there is some wars, Ukraine, in Israel, uh, some pandemic, corona or whatever, independent of every politics, life, even if all wars gonna stop today, and there is no pandemic, the life for sure did. I don't know, some people, some politics, some higher elite or whatever you can call them, they all, yeah, they will for sure find something that makes life more expensive. The life with time for sure not getting cheaper. It 100% only gets more expensive, and that's why we as normal mortal people need to find best chances and best ways to earn money, more money. And in the best case, in the perfect case and scenario, you earn money with something what you love to do, my friends. Because you for sure don't want to go every day to work and then, suffer there. This is not healthy on long terms. And yeah, I have found a way what can fit to me very good. I imagine myself as a teacher somehow, uh, because I have also in my life did some lessons. For example, in my previous study of chemical engineer, I was giving lessons, like not lessons, but I was doing seminars, I was doing tutorials, and I received a very wonderful feedback because, for example, the students that were listening my tutorials, my seminars, they were, you know, they were also visiting other seminars and tutorials, and they, you know, gave me some very good feedback because they can compare how do I do my tutorials and seminars and how do other people do them. Most of the people just come, clap some solutions on the board, and mostly don't. I mean, they for sure explain, but minimum. And yeah, clapping a solution or some other things on the board, everyone can do this. Even a 12-year-old child can do this, and you can just then type some stuff into the calculator, and then everyone can do this. But I was, putting my focus on the understanding, and that's why people, students who were listening to my seminars and tutorial, that's why they like me, because I was trying to really help them. And when people notice this, that you really come and try to help them and not do something just to, you know, put some, okay, I have I have done this to do list or whatever. The difference is noticeable. And yeah, I also was giving a bit lessons into school. It is of course different giving lessons in for pupils in school and giving lessons in for students in university, because students in university are more disciplined, more motivated. They with conscious chose, yeah, where they want to be now, mostly. But also one big part go to university because mama and papa told them go to university, then you can earn good or whatever. If I would go back with time, and I for sure would go to work after school, because I unfortunately was influenced by my parents, who none of them have ever studied, but yeah, they told, yeah, you finish school, then you go university. If you finish university, then you will live good, earn good. But guess what? No, it's not the case. The key to success is for sure not like to go to university and then it is like automatically you will earn good. No, my friends, it's not the case. There's a lot of parameters like true happiness, and I also, like for most companies, not the people who know the theory are important, but the practical people. And if you, this was my mistake, for example, in the previous study, I was a very good in theory, but very little companies wanted me because I had zero practicum experience. And if you go later to a company, then you need to imagine that people need automatically put time, money, energy, nerves into you so that you're more familiar with the whole processes in the company. And if they, for example, have a feeling, just a slightly feeling is enough when they see, well, she probably won't stay here. Like even from the beginning, my friends, if they have such feeling, then you can search for another job. So people, most companies want, yeah, some people who on where they have a feeling that you for sure stay on long term. If they have a feeling you not stay at long term, then yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I enjoyed teacher, and yeah, I'm really hoping. Yeah, I'm really ready for this. I prepared. I did a lot of very important preparations. Yeah, and I also have a work, so I'm financing myself. Although this work is a little bit unstable, I probably have to look for something additional. For example, right now you see it is 6:90. I was supposed to work from 6 o'clock. I'm living 2 minutes away from work. This is perfect. So uh, I'm by feet. I'm living 2 minutes away by feet from work, and at the same time, I have a bus station that brings me inside of 10 minutes to university. So I have a very perfectly location chosen, and I very like that it is very peaceful and silent here. For me, the most important parameter when I come from either work or university to home is peace and silence. I think I couldn't. Maybe I could live in a where a lot of students are living. Maybe I could live there, but then I would for sure have to a bit dominate there everyone, because in terms of, I mean, not like beat everyone up or something like this, or in Desert Strike, which would be easy, I guess. uh, but I mean, like, I know from experience from older things that when you come to such places, then this is usually some people listening to music, some people are partying or whatever. So I would have like to have some audio machine, and every time when I train, put it on completely loud, 1000%, so that everyone suffers from my music and think next time that they themselves put their audio on loud. Yeah. Anyway, here I have peace. This is good. But yeah, the thing is, the planning is there a bit improvable, and I'm a little bit worried because when for example, people have sent me back to home because they said they have enough people. Okay, so they could plan it a little bit better so that I can also plan myself a bit better and also could sleep. But guess what? You can always see the positivity inside, some happiness happening. Um, I, for example, consider, yeah, okay, they sent me back, so I will use now the time to make a Desert Strike video because Elemento has sent to me a replay that is something like 4 days ago. I'm trying, my friend. I really hope you have understanding that I won't be able to immediately like do some replay castings when I receive something. just because of that I need to do some exercises for university. Then before I come to playing at all, I to 95% do sports first. Today I didn't do sports first because the day just started, but I for sure will have a lot of time to do this sport. I have a daily, I do every day something like 25 sport, like something, some mix between strength, gymnastic, and yeah, strength gymnastic exercises. Yeah, sport for me is like before the most. Yeah, I do always sport before playing games. Um, what else I can say? Yeah, I think most of the things I have said. Oh, I have, my goodness, 20 minutes. 20 minutes I was talking, but the coffee is a little bit not hot anymore. Yeah, about picture. Let me check something. I don't want to blind you, so what do you think, my friends? Is this better? This is for me a little bit darker, but it is easy, no problem for me. I mean, it looks like I'm some nerd sitting in the darkness and playing Desert Strike. Probably I am a nerd, but I was for sure a nerd in the past. But let's compare. The biceps is exploding, my friends. Yeah, this is a bit. I know as a viewer, I mean, the only thing I can do is like to sit like this, but then it's for me a bit uncomfortable. I think it's okay. Or yeah, let me know in the comments about the light whether this is okay. Um, yeah, okay. Now maybe I can also use this video to remember some stuff, which also was a bit a reason why I got a bit inactive, but it's no problem. Anyway, um, yeah, I don't know whether I should like even remember some stuff. I mean, I will for sure try to not say some point with fingers and say something. Okay, let me quickly think how to say this so that nobody gets offended and that is everything a bit okay. Okay, first thing, I was a little bit mad. No, I was pretty some kind of mix of disappointed and mad. But when the time passes, then you realize that this is just a game. But you know, the thing is, mm, yeah, I'm just most of the people don't know anyway what's the topic right now. But I think maybe maybe couple of persons know what I'm talking about. Yeah, from this desert strike. Um, yeah, we usually real. If, for example, some people would insult me, some random people, if they would insult me, then I wouldn't matter at all because I listen and hear them for 5 seconds and then they disappear. Then I don't care about them, they don't care about me. Yeah, Michael Jackson. They don't care about us. Um, yeah, but when some person to who I have already some longer relationship, friendly relationship, uh, friends relationship, yeah, to not think that people think that some homo or so. Uh, yeah, then it touches me a bit. Um, so I just want to say that about me and a person uh, from the SGMs. Um, I mean, this is everything. I guess is all right, and I guess it was all right. Actually, nothing even happened if you compare such things to some more serious things that are related that can happen, like to people. For example, if most important is like uh, health, for example, family, job, and so on and so on. But when things are happening about, like most discussions and most streit, how is streit in I need to translate something. Dispute, argument. Yeah, most arguments. How I cannot know this. Most arguments happen because of some ego. Like I have an ego, someone else have an ego, and then I think I am right, other person is wrong, other person thinks the same, he or she or it is right. Yeah, today you need to say in Germany he, she, it, because you have 5,000 genders. Some people can associate themselves with a tree, with a stone, with a stair, beton, asphalt, laminate. Yeah. Uh, and then, arguments happen. Yeah. So, but when real stuff happen, this mostly is what counts most. Like when, you know, there's a very good saying um, when you, uh, I remember some stuff there is like some very good thing a, a person goes on the path and sees a person with a bicycle, and then he thinks, oh wow, what a bicycle, I would really love to have it, but I don't have money for this. At the same time, the person on the bicycle sees a person in a very expensive car, like some Ferrari or Lamborghini, and then thinks, oh wow, I would really love to have such a car. How how I can get this? How he can earn so much money to afford this? And at the same time, a person from like a person in a wheelchair from some apartment watches through the window and observes all these people and wishes only one thing, that he would really love to be like the first person that I mentioned, without anything, just by feet. He would really love to just walk So yeah, when we are healthy, we have thousands of wishes. We want this, we want that. We don't have enough of everything. We want more and more, more money, house, good time, happy time, peaceful, you know, peace at home, where is very important to do the probably most important decision in life and to choose the correct, the right woman um, in your life. Yeah, and yeah, but when we are not, when we have problems with health, this is actually, yeah, the big thing. So we have then only one wish when we are, for example, ill, when we have some grippe, flu, or whatever. Yeah, we we really, I guess, don't care about money or everything else, and have only like this one wish. Yeah, to be healthy. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I can just say some stuff that I mean about understanding what I had like some argue or I don't know. Not it was not even an argue. It was just some very quickly reaction. Too quick. I don't know. Maybe this was something like uh, too much of things that happens in real life, too much stress, too much nervous, and then it exploded on one thing. And yeah, I just want to say that on what it, on what was I mad? It was that that yeah, I remember it was something like this that I was first. Okay, I will be now a bit more precise. I was a bit flaming Didi to that time. This thing happened something like 3 months ago, or I don't know, or four, I don't know. And I was playing against Starlock and Didi, and 3 versus 3, and yeah, I was flaming something like, "Oh, Didi is making this bet or that bet." Um, Writing some stuff into the global chat, uh, and yeah, and then I don't I think I asked, I was trash talking a little bit, I guess, and but it was directed towards Didi, and honestly I think I was not trash talking against Starlock in the beginning, but I was, asking a bit for his opinion. Maybe a little bit tough, I was asking. But the point was, where I got mad and disappointed, that I mean, this what I said, I believe this is some truth, uh, that, you know, Starluck, oh God. The thing is, one person asked me to slow down, to stop this trash talk, yeah, to shorten it up, to stop this trash talk, and then I did. I stopped this. And the thing is that I don't know, the people in the other team, I remember this was something like this, that first they were losing and then I was a bit trash talking. So they lost something like 2 games or 3 games, I don't remember exactly. And then I was a bit trash talking. One person asked me politely to slow down, stop this not nice things, what I said, or something like this. And I stopped without any, things. And then couple of games everyone was silent, and then the things turned a bit, and then my team was losing something like three or maybe 4 games in a row. The thing is, and then when the other team was winning, then suddenly, although I was really silent for a couple of games, yeah, some person asked me politely, and I was silent, and yeah, and then when the other team felt the victory, felt like when you feel the victory, then your dick grows and whatever, you feel like you're god and nobody can win and whatever, and then you allow yourself to position yourself like you stand above or something. And the thing was that the same person who I just want to point out some facts. These are facts for me. This is no drama and stuff. I really not mention some names. But the same person who asked me politely to stop, this trash talk, started to a bit disrespect me. And yeah, it was for me somehow not fitting at all. Because how can a person first ask to stop trash talking and be polite and yeah, to avoid some dramas, then same person be like, you know it's like I first when I myself lose, I first ask the enemy to be politely, to be friendly and stuff. But then when it's opposite, when I start to win, then I trash talk. It's somehow completely not fitting, my friends. And I I very, very didn't like this behavior, I must say. Um, and I wrote it. In my opinion, yeah, we stay probably for the future neutral or whatever. But this is anyway in the past, and I just want to say that I really didn't like this behavior. For me, this is a bit not somehow not correct when you yourself ask someone else to not do or be shit, but then you yourself couple of time later do the same, do shit, and do what you previous asked not to do. In my opinion, if you ask be politely, then you must yourself be also polite. Somehow this is for me logic. But how it is like it is a bit not correct in my opinion. I mean, I could understand if we like some I'm random, other person's random, but For me, if the other team was winning, then the wins aren't the wins enough or what? Normally, the wins are enough. A win is a fact, shows you were better, and that's it. But you don't need to, disrespect. I think if you ask someone to be respectful, then you should also be respectful too, and not start later be disrespectful. And yeah, for me, this was a pretty disrespectful. And then yeah, and then I leave the clan, and yeah, Elemento invited me then again. Anyways, everything is good. Everyone hopefully is healthy and also good. All I can say that it is not nice when I, I didn't even trash talk towards this. Okay, anyway, it was not nice that yeah that in general this is not nice. I for example, I mean, I somehow feel like that people who, if they want to be some show respect or be example for other, then they need also to be example. And yeah, okay, so yeah, what I can say, yeah, I mean, I don't have to apologize for anything, and the other person probably also don't need to apologize for anything. But in case, uh, I mean, of course, okay, there is, honestly, I have to say that I have to apologize to for this one day that I was not that I was the one person who started trash talking in the beginning. And yeah, I with this video, uh, probably no one cares at all, but with this video, I for sure say sorry for my behavior to that day that I trash talked towards Didi. It was not trash talking in the beginning towards Starlock, but later it was a bit. But my later trash talk against Starlock was a reaction to his words. So the action, okay, reaction to action. Anyway, I say sorry for this bad behavior from my side, and I would really appreciate if, yeah, if this person also is somehow in a way is you know I don't know, even it's bad for me to say this. I just leave it like this. That I hope everyone is fine. I just want to say from my side, and I want to speak from my side that I am sorry for my behavior to that day, and I don't want to say that the other person has also to say sorry for his behavior. He can decide, but in my eyes, it would be correct that he would do so, and because I just want to say that when you yourself ask for respect or some polite atmosphere, then in my logic, you need also to be to contribute to this atmosphere and show example. It's not fitting when you ask, be respectful, and then couple of minutes later you're disrespecting the others. If you ask for something, then you need to be also standing for these values, what you're asking for. And yeah, Um, is that it? Yeah, because in my opinion, I just think that when it is really, I just really wanted to say this little, sorry, because in my opinion, I think me, Firelord, Elemento, Starlark, right now, I would for sure say these four names who I would consider as friends. Yeah, I mean, I know we didn't meet in real life, but we for sure saw each other through camera, and we for sure know each other a bit through game. And I just want to say that I value these relationships. Um, for me, they are, yeah, it is somehow important. And if I see that that these people, for example, that I mentioned, are not some, you know, idiots. Yeah, to be or like some complete nerds or whatever. I mean, I very good know what Firelord is doing, like in real life, for example. I mean, maybe not very good, but I for sure consider him as someone who is very correct inside and outside the game. And same I can say about Elemento. Incredible room, by the way. I very liked it. Uh, maybe I can get some inspiration. Yeah, and I also see Starlock as a very good person. I have to be really honest. It was probably my fault. Yeah, I don't want to blame anyone, but it was for sure my fault because I was the initiator for all the things that happened after it. And so I was the root of the problem, I guess. And yeah, if I didn't trash talk, then nothing would happen. This I want to underline. And yes, that was it from this side. Yeah, because for example, if this was some, I have to say, if this was I don't want to name names, but if this was some random, I wouldn't even like do this 1 hour conversation here, monologue to be precise, not conversation. Um, yeah, in the past, I have to say, yeah, I changed. I mean, Xalva, I don't know whether he watches these movies here, videos, but if in case you watch or you watch this, uh, the thing is, I changed, I changed my mobile phone, and with this, a lot of contacts I have lost. Yeah, I mean, why I say Xalai, I know that a lot of people don't like Xalai because of his behavior also, and no, no, not everyone can deal with it. In my eyes, Xalai is overall, like in a complete package, overall the best player in the third strike. But for everyone, there is this word of best is relative. For someone, for example, I remember I was a bit having conversation. I miss this a little bit that we are all together in Discord, and I miss this a bit. And I think it was a good time when we speak to each other about different stuff. Uh, I just wanted to give an example that I remember I was having. some nice conversation with Starlock about who is the best player in StarCraft 2 in the normal StarCraft 2. He mentioned, for example, Serral. I mentioned, for example, MVP. These are, names of different times. But for me, being some best player in something means not mechanically, technically wise, do the job, but to be the most creative player. You know, for me, someone who invented some stuff for StarCraft 2, who did something new, who is like a engineer, this is for me like who invents new stuff and adapts new stuff, and this is for me some kind of definition of something like best. And I can for sure say that Xalai, he for sure, yeah, he for sure did some new stuff for Desert Strike. Not everyone know this, but why I say over in overall package, because he is also the only one, I guess, Grandmaster from Desert Strike, and he for sure can whoop your ass not only in Desert Strike but also not in ladder like in normal StarCraft 2, but also I guess in every other games, because he's like he is very very good in other games too. So yeah. Um, Yeah, and about this definition of best player, this is a little bit something like, for me, for example, if you have a plane, yeah, a plane in the air, and then it's like this, like in my understanding, it's like this: you have a engineer, for example, who invented the plane, and you have a pilot who, you know, drives the plane. And this is a little bit similar, like, for me, to the Strike. There are people who invent stuff, and then there are people who uses then this stuff to the perfection. And of course, the people who uses the stuff to the perfection, if they are active and use everything into the time steps, like, yeah, then of course they are with time better. But I can for sure say when the engineer is also putting new time, he can get better, in my opinion, than the pilot. A little bit. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I would for sure say that I would like to say also that I consider. I mean, I mentioned, for example, these four names: Elemento, Starlock, Firelord. I would also like to name Xalwai, that I consider him as one of my friends from the Strike. But unfortunately, I lost contact to him. I have different number right now. Yeah, he probably writes stuff on my old number and thinks why I'm not answering, or am I ignoring him, or I don't know. But yeah, yeah. I guess we'll meet for sure. Anyway, someday. Yeah. All right. I guess I will now come to the replay cast. Is this the game? Oh, my friends, one moment. I will just check. Maybe there was some hidden messages from Elemento. Hard game against two cheaters. Uh-huh. Okay. And Banes. Alright. Yeah, by the way, talking about in some new stuff, I would really love to see whether characters can. I mean, Elemento recently showed me something really very, very interesting. Whether characters can, you know, you can use the ability on the workers, on the enemy workers, and then I'm really interested whether this ability of characters can stun the workers so that the workers are not able to do anything. This would be very game changing. I remember myself, I wanted to do this one day long ago, but there was different patch, and yeah, I think the workers still can do something even if they get corrupted, but I'm really curious whether if worker cannot do anything after it gets corrupted, then this is game changing. The chocolate is always with me, my friends, 100% of course. Okay, we have a game that has been sent to me from Elemento. Thank you for this. So we have Parsifal, FreshPrince, and Elemento. Playing against Jonni Depp, Hutmaster, and Zion. Zion, by the way, is the city, the human city from the Matrix. Or maybe it is called a little bit different, but yeah. Okay. Maybe we get the. Okay, let's go. Elemento using as always his favorite camera view, checking teammates first. This is very good. He knows how the rabbit goes. Looks like enemies were pre-picked. Otherwise, Elemento wouldn't do the Marines blindly. Maybe I can tell you something that not everyone knows, but I guess I don't know. This is something logic. Maybe you could say I invented this. You know, you can with one scan know two enemies, and this is usually when you scan not the first one, but the second or the third one. And usually you need to drop your scan a little bit to the left, and then this is important, my friends. This is a little bit game changing. When you drop your scan a little bit to the left, then you can of course see this one, and it is possible that you see creep here. If you see some creep here, then you obviously know that the first person is Zerg. If you see no creep, then the person here is either Protoss or Terra. Yeah. This is a little trick, what you can say, what you can use for 3v3, some very important thing, and game-changing thing even. And yeah, you can scan with one scan 2 players this way. So it seems like they were pre-picked. Jonni Depp.
Upgrade durchgeführt.
Oh wow. Normally I wouldn't do the upgrade. Yeah, I mean, okay, I mean, if we speak a little bit normally, when, for example, you received some yellow Elemento received some damage from the previous wave, and normally, if this guy would build some army, then he would, destroy this army here, and even this one+1 upgrade wouldn't help. So if I would, for example, be Elemento in this place and I would receive some damage from the previous wave in the first waves, then yeah, then I wouldn't do the upgrade, and that I would use this money for the next, for one more additional Marine. Oh, my favorite units, my friends! Okay, can be good. I mean, the previous guy makes banelings, can be good to not get overrun. Hutmaster is playing normal so far. Here this upgrade is not needed because Elemento gets roaches and then banelings. See what happens with this wave. Oh wait, sorry. Oh my goodness. This guy actually is making banelings. I'm sorry. You know, I don't know. I think the Desert Strike needs some changes. My honest opinion, I'm really against everything that has to do with dancing, like dancing queens, dancing stalkers, borrow and borrow lurkers. Yeah, I don't know. I think lurkers should be allowed in Desert Strike. In 1 versus 1, I guess this is hard. In a Zerg versus Terran, but in a 3 versus 3, I think it is much easier to deal with lurkers because if, of course, the enemy is not borrowing and unborrowing them to stack with the next wave. In my opinion, even if the Zerg borrow and unborrows lurkers, I think it is still possible to deal with them. I would really appreciate if lurkers would be allowed into the game, especially in 3 versus 3. In 1 versus 1, the two players can deal with themselves, what is allowed and what not. But for me, I would really appreciate if lurkers would be allowed. Because lurkers are a part of the game, and in my opinion, you can really, as a Terran, deal with them very good. For example, lurkers you cannot later sell. But your bio army you can sell. I mean, Parsifal could also make Marines here. He's having middle. In my logic, it is against such things, my friends. You know what I would do? I would first make mass bio, just dominate the middle so that also the teammates getting more income. And then later, when lurkers are having the overhand, because in the beginning, lurkers won't have the overhand. They can only have the overhand if this player is using this borrow on borrow. But if he not, then in my opinion you can overrun in the beginning the enemy, and then later transfer to something. Yeah, I must say this is and that's why I want to say I like such games, because such games with lurkers and different units, they are extraordinary, like different from the standard. Because people are afraid to do lurkers, and then everyone plays standard and no one argues. I would really appreciate if people would use lurkers against me, for example. And DD, other people use vultures. They are good uh, units, really. Uh, yeah, uh, you can use them how you want, and I don't want, you know, to make out of it some new uh, arguments. Yeah, maybe they can be useful sometimes, but I for sure would use the vultures in a very very rare cases.
Vorschlag abgeschlossen.
Against lurkers, for example, in my opinion, you have to have you have to be dominant and have the middle. Because lurkers need a little bit time so that they can get maximally efficient against bioarmy. And till that time, you need to dominate and get as much income as possible. And this you can do with bio very good. But for that, you of course need some people who support the dominance for the middle. And vultures are usually passive. They are, preparing for the late game, so you can transfer from it on tours, tanks, something like this. Here, for example, we already see the first problem. FreshPrince, I mean not because FreshPrince, but because of vultures to be precise, loses the middle, and now we see what happens with. He has only one lurker. Okay. Okay. Um, no scan. Uh-huh.
Forschung abgeschlossen.
You probably ask yourself, well, why is Elemento using this one upgrade for only one Raven? I have to say that I also have such a habit that I sometimes use for only one Raven this upgrade. I have to say this is absolutely not efficient at all, but yeah, this is some autistic thing, I guess. Looks easy so far, or two lurkers. Queens and lurkers are very good tactic. Very strong tactic. Against turn. Okay, I have to say this looks like an interesting game. In my opinion, now, yeah, two gas, okay. In my opinion, Parsifal should, I guess, transfer to, oh, zero gas. Parsifal should transfer, I mean, this is a little bit, you can't really do some hard, insane things here. From here, I mean, since he has triple gas here, I think he needs to transfer to Taurus. After coffee, always some water, my friends.
Upgrade durchgeführt.
Whoa. Zero upgrades? Why is this? This is a little bit not correct. Yeah, nice.
Wir könnten hier etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Okay. Some choice. Taurus, yeah, Parsifal, very good. Parsifal gets better, my friends. Or I don't know. But I like that he goes towards. It makes sense, I just want to say. Yeah, Elemento sold. Marauders. Yeah, they are really not bad. Zion for sure understands what to do against this, against lurkers, and you know what I would do? I mean, I just want to say something that would 100% work perfectly, especially with this tactic. So we see, for example, that after Elemento, Parsifal spawns. He has vultures for protection and tours. And you know what very, very good works, like perfectly works against queens. I mean, of course, I can understand Elemento is correctly, it's not cheating. And I mean, for me, I just want to say, for me, cheating is dancing stalkers, immortals. This is what you could not do in the past. Roaches, queens, this is for me cheating. But making units, just making units that the game offers is for me not cheating. So since I don't know, it didn't seem like they were. I mean, they were dancing a couple of times in the beginning, but for sure they were like this guy, for example. He could really change the game and unborrow the lurkers, and dance the queens. This would be completely break the game. But I have to say that if I mean, I probably wouldn't do this before I don't see that. If I would see that Xeon would, for example, dance queens to stack with the next wave, then I would for sure do what I will say now. And this is making mass ghosts. Making mass ghosts and then making using EMP to here so that the ghosts stack with Taurs. This unit composition would pulverize the Zerg pretty hard, in my opinion. The ghosts do additional damage with their sniper attack against queens, and lurkers, banelings would be pulverized, or in the theory be pulverized by the Taurs. But I have to say, Xeon is not dancing queens and lurkers, so actually you can play normal. Um, so if I was, for example, in Elemento's place, and I would decide myself to play normal, here, I mean here, since you know that they are using lurkers, here you actually cannot do at this time, at this point of the game, you can't do bio. This is a bit not efficient. Yeah, Ravens, I guess, can, yeah. I would probably do, yeah, it's a bit hard. Probably it's the best choice. I mean, I was thinking maybe battle cruisers, but yeah. I think it is correct choice. He probably, yeah. Oh, okay.
Forschung abgeschlossen. Forschung abgeschlossen. Forschung abgeschlossen.
80 damage against psionic units. So this is, yeah, 3 shots. Yeah, the thing is that when the enemy is not like dancing the queens, then I think that you somehow need also to play without pulling units back. But ghosts, just by themselves, they gonna lose against lurkers. I think the ghosts would be efficient yeah, if these tanks survive. Then tanks with ghosts. I mean they pretty well play here, I have to say. Good teammate, good teamwork. This I wanted to say. I probably think that, or I think that Ravens BCs would be not bad to this, like to play fair. Of course, they are countered by the queens, but the thing is, when you do ground like Tor, tanks, then for blue this is pretty easy job because he can he for example he would fight here Tor's tanks and he would fight here Tor tanks. So he has just to add broodlords here and then he's fine. But if this guy goes air, then he needs to continue queens and later maybe add broods. But otherwise, you know, you need to force him to not have brutes. Because you have here tanks, I think one guy with air would be good. Because if they do brutes, then their brutes are like very good against all 3 players.
Forschung abgeschlossen.
Thanks, okay.
Forschung abgeschlossen.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, that when brutes arrive, then they can be used against all 3 players, and that's why in my opinion I think I would make air like battle cruiser. This would fit to Ravens very good, um, because then you would force them to do less broodlords against 2-player mesh units. They would do queens, that's right, and they would win, But for sure, queens alone do against tanks and Taurs nothing. Okay, I think we can change to here. Oh. See, if here we had, for example, battle cruisers, this guy has no units that would fight air. But okay, this is just my opinion. Oh, do you want to say that you are gonna win this game? This looks already like GG here. Yeah, this is good choice. There is no queens anyway. The hydras die because of the creep. Fast attacking unit. Yeah, very fast. And also it dies fast. It not only attacks fast, probably itself, or what's this? This guy honestly should transfer. I don't know why he is he saving money or what? Jonni. Yeah, I have to say they play good. This guy and yeah. Yeah, but I'm a bit convinced that if we would have here instead of tanks, ghosts, and marines, if this money was used for battle cruisers, then I mean you can see here this is a couple of hydras they would die against DCs. Of course, it would be hard against this and this, for sure hard. You would need to hope to stack somehow here at the planetary fortress, but I think it would be a bit more efficient. These Vikings for sure do the job, I guess, or maybe almost. Bedeckt die Zielstruktur mit Zergstern und verhindert 30 Sekunden lang, dass jede Aktion durchführen kann. If I understand this correctly, I will translate it. So this unit, I was talking about corrupting the worker. So this ability corrupts the unit and makes it for 30 seconds not able to do anything. So in this logic, it should be able to make the workers idle for 30 seconds. But I'm not sure. I have seen that even that corruptors corrupt the BCs, they still can do the Yamato. Normally they shouldn't be able to. Yeah, this guy is a problem. But he should honestly make broodlords. What is this? Okay, I take my words back a little bit. I don't know why he does this. Yeah, this guy is losing his value more and more with time. He really should transfer to... Yeah, here, my friends, you see, there are people who think that you can do one Ultralisk to a point of the game where the enemy has already 8, 12 tours. So what you do, my friends, for example, I don't know. Yeah, I don't even have to explain this. I mean, are they playing blind or what? No, they see the battlefield. This guy needs to see that he needs broodlords and not corruptors. Or okay, this guy sees the battlefield. How about this guy? Wait, what? They all the same. I'm a little bit suspicious right now. Is this one player? Let's look at the APM. This is a good logic. Here you can, for example, find out with your logic that this is one player. If you see here, for example, you can, if this is one player using these 3 accounts, then you can see it here in the APM. Normally, here then you have 00, for example, and then here one active APM, or then you have here 00, and then here you have active APM. Okay, I'm gonna a bit observe it.
Unsere Streitkräfte werden angegriffen.
No, actually. No, it's not. It's not.
Unsere Streitkräfte werden angegriffen.
Yeah, they seem to like.
Your units are taking damage. You are fighting your opponent.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. They're like Zemi AFK.
Unsere Streitkräfte werden angegriffen.
Yeah, okay, they right now they were all three somehow active. Okay, it doesn't matter. This doesn't matter at all. This is of course a bit stupid, making these ultra lists. Yeah, nice game. What can I say? Um, I think that Teal is not gonna be able to do anything anymore because this is way too much Taurus now. It's really suspicious. Look, here's 0-0, then here this is probably one guy. And now they are both doing something. How it changes, like... Okay, doesn't matter. Elemento with 7 APM. One of the most active. Yeah, that's it. Once you, yeah, well played. What's the time? Soon I have... No, not soon. In 2 hours I have to go to the university. Get some good puffer. Yeah. It's a bit a pity, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, this was, I think, a nice game. I was thinking that these guys, I was thinking this guy and this guy are not bad, but after I see how they adapt to the late game, yeah, there's no chance that this guy makes roaches now, that this guy can ever break orange, because he has now way too much towards. Look, yeah, his army is now, the value of his army is now 0. Yep, what can I say? This game, of course, doesn't mean that triple Terran beat triple Zerg in the late game only because of this game, but I believe that the chances for the Terrans are overall better to win the late game than the Zerg. Just because of I think Terran has better late game units, and yeah. Usually when Zerg is full, then Terran has still place, options, transfer to something different. Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I can all say that normally you don't do Hydras, Roaches, Zerglings, Banelings in the point of the game when it's like 40 minutes and you need like to do something like Broodlords, maybe even better Queens, for sure better than, you know, Hydras. I mean, what do they think that the ground army can do something against these tanks. Yep, well played. What can I say? This guy woke up and starts to do brulots now. I thought this was Elemento writing. I very rare see Parsifal writing this. But yeah, everyone. You see, everyone has some. Yeah, mentalist. They will change. They will for sure change the game. Yeah. Yep. GG, well played. Alright, my friends, then I won't be talking any further because this is a very long video, 1 hour and 40, 2 hours almost. Thank you for your attention, my friends, and yeah, you can, I don't know, I will for sure use my time for, I for sure need to use my time more for learning, sport, and yeah, from time to time work. But from time to time I will also do maybe some, yeah, I mean not so often, but from time to time I will do some videos maybe. Alright, thank you for your attention. Stay healthy, curious, and motivated, my friends. And yeah, see you. Bye.